Okay, so I wanted to talk about the Princess of Wales being shortlisted for Time Magazine's Person of the Year this year. And I've been meaning to get to it, but of course, so many things to talk about, so little time. A few days have elapsed before I'm finally able to turn my attention to it. And I just wondered, Sussex Squad, what do you guys think about that? You're probably like, you don't even care and you've already moved on. But it's a few days old, this story, but it's still sort of, I think, sort of lingering in the air. That Time magazine nominated Kate Middleton, Princess of Wales, as Person of the Year. And I just feel like this, it just raises some concerns, about the disparity in her public image and the substantive, achievements that she has had in 2024. Um, it just seems like she had no substantive achievements in 2024. And so if she's ever the person of the year, I just feel like 2024 was the very last year that she could ever be seriously considered for such an honor. I mean, look, Time's criteria has often included people who provoke discussion or wield significant influence, whether positively or negatively, like, for example, apparently even Adolf Hitler received the honor at one point, and many others like Stalin and just a lot of wacko people. Looking at a list right now, you've got Hitler, you've got Stalin, you've got Nikita Khrushchev, Ayatollah Khomeini, you have a lot of U.S. presidents: Roosevelt, Truman, Eisenhower, Kennedy, Johnson, Nixon, Carter, Reagan, Bush, Clinton, Bush, no Obama. That's interesting. But Trump has won. Biden and Obama did not become Person of the Year for Time. This is the company that Kate Middleton is in, by the way. I mean, think about what these people have achieved and accomplished, and that you're going to put Kate Middleton in the same breath as these people, and you're not making fun of her, you're not being tongue in cheek. It's kind of like, therefore, your magazine lacks credibility, it lacks gravitas, it's not serious, right? I mean, the kind of people, okay, you had Wallace Simpson who won, okay, Queen Elizabeth II won, Gandhi, Winston Churchill, Martin Luther King Jr., Pope John Paul II, Mikhail Gorbachev. These are all winners of the Time Person of the Year. And then they bring us Kate Middleton in 2024. I mean, do you guys read Time magazine? Maybe it's time to end that subscription, I'm thinking, right? With all due respect. But I mean, you're not serious when you force feed that kind of stuff down people's throats. We're not turkeys. For me, the cancer storyline alone was very, very troubling, in 2024, particularly if her claims were indeed overstated or misleading, as I personally feel that they were. This is my opinion, right? I don't have facts, but it's my opinion, my perception based on all of the data that is publicly available. It just seemed like it was overstated or misleading. And then the later revelation that her condition involved precancerous cells in one of a very friendly paper to the Waleses, you know, it just complicated the narrative in a way that, for me, all credibility just fell to shreds. I mean, I couldn't really credibly believe any of it. And when you consider the absence of any genuine advocacy on the part of the Princess of Wales or any engagement with cancer patients during her time away, during this entire year, I think there was that one woman who went to the palace to see her, and she had a photo op. But I mean, no meaningful engagement with people who truly have cancer. I mean, this just gives the impression that she leveraged health issues for sympathy rather than fostering meaningful impact in this space. And it seems to me that if time is going to highlight her for stirring a conversation about privacy and health, I mean, and so that makes her the person of the year. I mean, it just feels, like a stretch at best, especially since her actions seem to have amplified criticisms even among those who support her. I mean, when she came out with that video post cancer, oh, I'm so wonderful, I'm glowing in the golden sunlight with my children in the wheat fields and my husband and kissing and hugging. I mean, even her friends were just like, this isn't what cancer looks like. This is not what post cancer looks like. I've had cancer, you can't do, you just can't, this was the narrative that I was hearing coming even from her supporters, right? And so in a real sense, it seemed to inspire, um, you know, criticism, rather than admiration or empathy at the end of the day, where you had a whole year of her missing royal duties because of some kind of exaggerated, in my view, claim about having cancer or precancerous cells or whatever it was. And that doesn't even begin to tip the iceberg when it came to the scandal about the photographs, right? That was a whole other misstep that undermines the Princess of Wales's credibility to a level that, like, not even her husband supported her with it. He distanced himself and he let her take the full brunt of the blame for it because it was so horrible, and it really put Kensington Palace and the entire royal machinery in a really bad light, right? And it's like in an era where authenticity is highly valued, right? At least in some corridors, it just seems like her actions invited and continues to invite ridicule, and it tarnishes the public trust. And so for Time magazine to shortlist her as a person of the year in this particular year when all of this is happening, it just, I mean, I don't know, because, the whole thing is compounded by the delay and the insufficient explanation of what really was going on even now. And to shortlist her as time of the year, especially when you juxtapose her with figures like Donald Trump, who, okay, a lot of people hate Trump, but let us be honest, right? Trump's inclusion likely stems from his continued dominance of U.S. politics, despite all these headwinds, despite all of the lawsuits, 34 indictments, and his overall impact on the global stage. I mean, all of these global leaders are tripping over themselves to shake his hand at this point. Whether you admire Trump or you detest Trump, you can't deny that he has influence, right? I mean, and he has a lot of influence, and he exuded a lot of influence in 2024. And so placing him and Catherine Middleton, the Princess of Wales, in the same breath in this context, it just feels very discordant and incongruous and just ridiculous. And it, just, I don't know. I mean, just given the vastly different scales of their impact. I mean, you can't say Kate had any impact at all. I mean, where is Kate? I started Where is Kate on this YouTube channel, this humble YouTube channel. And I started it because I was like, wait a second, where's Kate? You know what I mean? It wasn't meant to be malicious. It was just like, she's missing. Something is weird. Like, where is she? What happened? And so I did a hashtag Where is Kate? And it just became a whole thing. And other Sussex Squad channels picked it up, and it became this thing. But that doesn't make it. It's not a question of her impact, right? I mean, to name her person of the year based on that is just absolutely crazy. I mean, to be fair, Time does have a history of controversial choices, as I said. I mean, Hitler, hello. Often they prioritize notoriety or the ability to provoke dialogue, which, yes, Kate definitely provoked some dialogue in 2024. over traditional notions of virtue. I mean, this is not a prize of, oh, I'm so virtuous, therefore I win. It's about provoking dialogue. It's about being notorious. It's about being controversial. However, I still think that the inclusion of the Princess of Wales this year risks making the accolades seem really frivolous, rather than meaningful. I mean, what's wrong with these people? I mean, you go from Winston Churchill to this. I mean, it's just like, hello. This nomination, in my opinion, it does Kate no favors. It just makes her look ridiculous, more ridiculous if it's even possible, especially when her impact appears so insubstantial and, mired in controversy. It's just so controversial to the point of being ridiculous. Ultimately, while the selection may not be entirely tongue in cheek, I mean, I think it is, but maybe it isn't, it certainly seems tone deaf at best, right? Especially in a year marked by other public figures with demonstrably greater influence. Even Elon Musk would have made more sense, right? Greater influence, achievements, or symbolic resonance, right? So, yeah, it's just so superficial, right? It's like superficial. It's like an embarrassment of riches. It's like piling, DEI, you know, advantages onto people who did not earn it, right? They didn't earn it. And so it's very DEI, it's making the Princess of Wales very DEI, which I don't think she asked for this. She didn't ask for them to do this, right? But it's like it's just a superficial recognition of celebrity over substance that needs to stop. And especially for something like Time magazine that used to be serious, it used to mean something, it used to have gravitas. When you do something like this, even if it's tongue in cheek, I mean, let's say worst case scenario, it was tongue in cheek, it has to be tongue in cheek, it just comes off wrong. I mean, it just really does come off wrong. Anyway, listen, that's all for this one, you guys. I mean, see you in the next one. Do subscribe, leave a comment, and share the video, and hit the notification bell to get updates. Okay, see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.